Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Hearts of Iron 4, continuing on with my Make Love Not War series. And I've just added another nation into the faction, Italy down here, as well as Denmark, or at least formerly known as Denmark, now known as the North Sea Empire. I don't know why, but that name just cracks me up a little bit. And we're working on adding more nations into the Axis faction, if we can. And some nice targets that we're trying to get are Sweden over here, Norway over here, and then the Netherlands. And all we have to wait is for elections to flip them to being fascist, and then it would be, I think, pretty much easy after that. And we're working on a coup over here in Bulgaria to flip them fascist, because these guys do not have elections at all, so that's the only way I'm going to be able to flip them fascist, and that's the only way I'm going to be able to invite them to my faction. And the Italians are working on a Befriend Bulgaria, which adds in a plus 85 bonus to Bulgaria accepting fascist political decisions, which would be adding to the Axis. And the Italians are already added to the Axis, so that would further the cause for the most part. So it's nice that the Italians have done that for me. The Romanians are pretty much the only ones left over here, and of course we could work on the Greeks as well, and I think I am already boosting their popularity. It's not really something I've been paying too much attention to, but currently they're at 43% support, and they do have neutral foreign policy, which will make them a little bit hard to... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we're having some interesting events happening here. So, British Parliament debates intervention in Scandinavia. Considering the strategic value of the Scandinavian region to British defensive efforts and the potential risks of seeing an enemy build influence there, the British Parliament has debated the possibility of a military intervention. While the political implications of such action weighed heavily on Lord Edward Halifax, several decisive arguments were delivered before it was decided that the rest of the debate should be conducted in closed chambers. Such an intervention would irrevocably change the political landscape of Northern Europe. Such action will upset the balance in Europe. So what has happened here is that England has done that intervention thing. Now, what that's going to do is some interesting effects, and we'll take a look at that here in a second. And I finished this, which is going to give me a non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union, which is going to be the most important thing. If we ever go to war with Poland here, which is in their own faction, so I can't add them into a faction, even though I did do the Befriend event, and they would accept they're just their own faction right now. But if we ever went to war with Poland, I wouldn't be, of course, my own choice, because this is Make Love, Not War, then we would split the country between us and the Soviet Union. That's mostly what that focus does. I also have to select my own focus, but before we do anything else, we have to add another nation into the faction, which is now Bulgaria. So invite to faction, send. All right, so that must have just been the event, or what was triggered by the Italians befriending them. Now, we could help out the Italians here in Yugoslavia, but I think the Italians can handle it. And again, this is Make Love, not War, so we're not going to get involved in a war unless we have to. And the Italians have not asked us for support, although I could just easily just hit Join War, and because I think I'm the leader of the faction, it would just be automatic. Honestly, I don't think the AI normally would do that. But let's first take a look at England here and what their event just did and what they could possibly do here. So, Scandinavian intervention... for the most part, what it's going to do, first, it increases world tension, which is already at 100%. There's not much higher than it can get. But it pisses off a bunch of nations. It makes the United States not very happy with the United Kingdom. It makes Sweden really unhappy with the United Kingdom, as well as Norway and the North Sea Empire, which is already part of my faction anyway. And then Finland also gains a negative opinion. But they can also intervene in countries that have fascist or communist support in them, and this gives them the puppet focus war goal against that country. So they would declare war on them, and then at the end of the war, if they won, they get a puppet. So, and they also get national spirit, continuation of politics. I don't know what that means, honestly, until we see it. But any of these would possibly bring us into a war of Great Britain's choosing. Now, it would be a puppet focus on an ally, possibly. But it may actually drive some of these other nations into my faction even quicker. But mostly we need them to actually be fascist before that will happen. And interestingly enough, Finland over here, who we've not really been doing anything with, may also drift over to us. But right now, they have neutral foreign policy and a bunch of other things that are preventing them from doing that. Okay, so now it's time for my focus. Now, I was going to go with alliance with USSR, but now, because the Axis is expanding really nicely, I think that would actually be a bad call. Because this is going to make all the other fascists kind of upset with me. So that's not something I really want right now. Now, getting the non-aggression pact is still good, and I think it furthers my peaceful intentions. But what I might want to do instead is the Second Vienna Award over here, and then go with alliance with Italy, which we already, kind of have, and then alliance with Spain, and then maybe befriend Turkey, although England has already befriended them. And I kind of thought that would not really be a possibility of adding them into the faction. But honestly, if we get fascist support up high enough... Now, do they have elections? They should. Yeah, they do. This would probably be a long game and maybe not something that would ever really happen. But compared to what other focuses I can do... I mean, yeah, I can do naval air effort. I can do army innovations, which honestly isn't a bad thing. I mean, I'd get land doctrines and things like that. Maybe I'd want to do that first because that's one of the last of these focuses I can do. And then we work on Second Vienna Award and work our way through here. Because we're not going to do any of these other focuses. I mean, demand Slovenia, not going to happen. And then a lot of these other things, they're just not going to happen. So, because this is all war here. And I don't really want to do that. But I'm actually curious what's going to happen with this focus once Yugoslavia is gone. Because one of the things here is Yugoslavia owns Slovenia, and that will not be the case as soon as Italy conquers them. So, all right, well, I think I'll do army innovations just to get that over with, so we can start doing some of these land doctrines. And then we'll go on to trying to befriend Turkey. And again, that's a long game right now. And I do want to stop improving relations over in the Soviet Union because I think we did what we wanted to do with them. We got our non-aggression pact. At least we should have one. Not actually sure. Maybe it's not popped up yet because we haven't done the tick. But I do definitely want to stop because... Oh, no, wait. They have to approve of it first. There we go. So that has happened. So now we've got yet another gray nation here. And, of course, Yugoslavia, once they're gone officially, they'll be part of it as well. But a lot of that is dependent, of course, on the Italians winning the war. And considering their performance against the Ethiopians, that's not a guarantee by any stretch of the imagination. Okay. So Moscow signs the pact. The Soviet Union has wisely agreed to sign our non-aggression pact. This means that we are free to act without risk of Soviet intervention. Unfortunately, some of our friends now question Germany's commitment towards the ultimate destruction of communism. When matters with Poland and France have been settled, we may need to revisit this treaty, but that is a discussion for another time. All right, so this actually did make some people upset, unfortunately. Okay. I don't think it's going to have too many bad effects here. Don't think, at least for getting... I thought I got rid of that. Did I not do the focus? Did I not do the Sweden focus? Remove national spirit, neutral foreign policy. They still have it. Yeah, they still have it. What the hell? All right, well, that is bugged, obviously, because that should have worked. So it may not be likely that we'll get Sweden, but these guys had neutral foreign policy, and we were able to get them anyway. So right now we do have some poor relations with some of the nations that are currently allied to us, but they're so happy with us anyway, I don't think that's that big of a deal. And it only pissed off some nations. Like, it did piss off Poland, which is not so surprising because it involves Poland. But we're not able to join a faction with them, so I'm not worried about it. The main important thing is we got a non-aggression pact, which may prove useful. Alright, so a nation joined the communism over there. Over here. And Japan's no longer at war, are they? Yeah, so they're no longer at war, so there's no war with Japan anymore. What is the Japanese working on, though? Super heavy battleships? Okay. So that might be the extent of the war we've seen from Japan. A lot of it just depends on the decisions they make. Alright, now it's a sit-and-wait situation. Now, if it looks like the Italians are going to lose the war, I might jump in. But it looks like they're going to win. Or if they do something silly where they're just sitting and Belgrade never falls. Oh, we got somebody else. Alright, well, I don't know who that is because they changed their name. I'm going to assume that's Norway. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. And you can join the faction as well. Ooh. Oh, I'm misreading that. That's the state name. For a second there, I thought Sweden changed its name. Okay. Fascism spreads, as does the Axis. Go ahead and take a look at that. Our gray spread. Alright, well, this is proving very successful so far. Now, again, this may draw us into a war with Great Britain because of the route Great Britain decided to go. Let's see what they're actually working on. They're working on Embargo Germany. What would this do? These Brits are definitely being warmongery-y. They could go with war with Germany after this. So we may have a war on our hands. Now, it wasn't a war I started, so it's not my fault. What does this do? So trade relations with the United Kingdom change by -20. And then they gain minor trade sanctions opinion of the United Kingdom. Okay, I'm not sure if that's actually going to affect us 100% all that much. But I'm still not happy about it, obviously. And France might join in on the war because they're part of the Allies. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at the Allies right now and where they all are. Okay, so mostly just England and France, and then Australia and Canada and South Africa, it looks like. And then the British Raj. Okay, so we may have a great war on our hands here because of Germany, and it will be coming in, well, 65 plus 70, so we've got 135 days to prepare. All right, well, where else are we improving relations? Over in Italy. That needs to stop. And also we need to stop improving fascism in the countries that are already fascist. So, boop, and boop. I'll give us some political power because I need to get my my troop recruitment or my conscription up so that we can, you know, actually recruit more units here. Because right now, oh, speaking of that, oh, free civilian factories. Okay, so we must have finished some things. Okay, I'm gonna build yet another refinery, and we'll focus it over here, and then I think we start building military factories at this point. Let's take a look at the radar and where it is. Okay, so that's our radar coverage. We're 2 of 2 in most places. Of course, I could upgrade the tech. Right now, it's not as upgraded as it could be. Let's take a look at the anti-air defenses. So we've got 2 of 5 in a lot of areas, 5 of 5 in some areas down here, 3 of 5 in a couple other areas. Now, I don't have any air coverage over here, anti-air coverage over here. And we maybe want to increase it, but I think military factories is what we want to build right now. So I'm going to start over here in the south. I'm in the southeast. One there, one there. And one there, one there. Okay, and I would like another one somewhere. But we put one in Ostpreußen over there. Okay. Get some military factories working so that we can produce more stuff. And we're almost done with the radar. Well, that is definitely not good. That's terrible. That might spark a greater war with the Soviet Union, not something I'm happy with at all. Well, I got to prepare for the war here. This is going to be crazy. Demand Eastern Poland. Okay, well, that's going to be against the Poles. Oh boy, this is about to be a fireball. Looks like the Soviet Union and the United Kingdom are now a major threat. Maybe I should have gotten involved in this war early. I'm not going to act yet, but if the Soviet Union gets in here, I have to stop them. So I have to join the war. It's just, I don't have a choice. I have to do it. Alternatively, I could join the war now and try and rush through. And... Alright, well, first things first. Stop training. You can keep training, which is fine. As a matter of fact... I'm thinking about sending this division down here. Yeah, okay. So you're going to join... First off, just have this unit join the Red Army, just to even things out a little bit. And then you are going to join the Light Blue Army, and you're going to haul ass and get over here where you can use your tanks to good advantage. I'm trying to see what the terrain's like here, though. Alright, first I'm just going to move you over to Graz, and then we'll figure out where you need to go. So this is hills, not good for tanks. This is hills, not good for tanks. Woods. Plains. Okay, so we probably want you over here to attack into here, and then start moving, and maybe we can get across the river. Alright, again, I'm not sure if this is something I want to push right now or not. But it might be a good call. And we might be able to get Hungary pulled in as well. And finish off the Yugoslavians really quickly. And beat them before the Soviets get involved. You know what? I almost feel like I have to do that. But I'm going to wait until the Blue Army, the Light Blue Army here, gets back up in organization, which might take a little bit of time. And I'm going to actually move the guy from Graz down into here so we can start pushing. Okay. And as a matter of fact, Hungary's allied to me, so there's no reason I can't shift some troops. So why don't you go over here? As a matter of fact, strategic redeploy over to there. And you, strategic redeploy over to here. Okay. Actually, I kind of need you where you are, so never mind. Just stay there. At least we have the cavalry here, and maybe we'll be able to do an encircling move or something. As a matter of fact, I might want to move the tank over there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's move the tank over there, because that would be a good call. So why don't you strategic redeploy you right here, and we can maybe take advantage of the situation. Okay. We'll just wait until organization builds up. Alright. What happened? Yep. There it is. Alright, we gotta accept. Alright, this is looking not good. This is not really the time that we want a coup to happen, but it may be what happens. Oh wait, they're already part of my faction. Yeah, they are. We need to cancel that immediately. Or is the coup not going to happen? All right. So the coup either, yeah, it must have canceled because they're part of my faction now because I don't see it here anymore, and I don't see even the ability. Yeah, I can't stage a coup against them. That's fine. All right. So what is the war like now? Let me see. Well, actually, it'd probably be better if I go here. So they're at war with looks like everybody. So the attackers are Italy, North Sea Empire, what is now, well, or what used to be Norway, Bulgaria, Hungary. Okay, good. So, organization is not great, but first off, slow down time. The Soviet Union is going to be a problem, but let me get things happening here. First things first. Submarines. I'm not going to do anything with you just yet. You. Give me an admiral that's very well skilled. All right, well, you are better with submarines. Okay, you are a blockade runner. I don't know how that helps me. Old Guard. Well, that's terrible. Number of ships in first contact. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so I like you. You are part of the main fleet, which unfortunately did not get as big as I would have liked before the war started. I would like you come into the Baltic Sea here. No, not like that. Darn it. I need missions, not... Alright, hold on. You're going to patrol. Not you. Just him. Patrol. And I would like you to go into the Eastern North Sea and the Baltic Sea. I don't know if we want to go up here or not. Just maybe focus in this area. And then with submarines, you're a pretty big fleet of submarines. I would like you to search and destroy. And you're going to focus on the Baltic and the Eastern Sea. Oh, you know what? I do have some ships here. You know what? I want to join these guys up. So, how about you? All right, you are going to... I'm getting confused here. Okay, you. You're going to take this guy. And you know what? I'm actually going to add Norwegian coast to your area. Okay, now that we have that done. Other submarine group that's over here. You're going to have a commander. And I will give you... I guess this guy. And you are going to cover, again, search and destroy. Here, here, here. And maybe the Norwegian. Okay. No, you don't have enough range to do anything else. Okay, that's fine. So that's good. And then I wanted to join these two fleets up. So how about everybody that's not the submarines come over to this fleet, and then we'll set your missions. Okay, and then we'll merge those two fleets together, and we'll set them on missions and stuff. Okay, that's good to go. Now we need the air wings to do a bunch of stuff, and I might hold off on that for right now and do that like off camera because that's going to be a lot of tedium. But we definitely need some fighters and close air support in here. So let's do you over here. And they should already be set up. So you're going to do close air support and you're going to do fighter air superiority. Okay. And they don't have the range to completely cover the Western Balkans, but that's okay. And then you are going to cover the Alpine region. Not both of you. You are going to cover the Western Balkans. And then I'm going to have to come over here and assign them a mission. So again, close air support. And then over here, air superiority. Okay, that is good. And probably want to reroute some troops from one side to the other. First off, I have no idea how paratroopers work, to be honest with you. But we probably need to base them with the transport planes. Alright, well, there's going to be a lot of things that I need to look at. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm just going to make this a shorter episode so I can set up all of the stuff I need to set up because of this war. But we definitely got drug into one. It's not a war I wanted, but it's one that I definitely need. And of course, accepting Italy into my faction was a major risk. And it obviously turned out that that way in the future. Or it turned out that way eventually. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.